Hello, my name is Mark Griffiths. I'm the Director of Emergency Management for Isabella County. I'm the administrator for the CERT team, our volunteer team for citizen emergency response in Isabella County. Today's brief lesson is about the VHF PR400 radio that we have available for CERT team members when we deploy. The VHF radio consists of 4 major parts. One is the belt clip, which just snaps onto the back of part number 2, which is the battery. Battery lasts 6 to 8 hours, which goes onto the back of the radio, aligns in its grooves, and then snaps forward and shuts. And then you use the battery lock by switching that switch up so the battery won't fall off during your missions. And then the antenna, which is extremely important, goes in on top and screws in to a firm position. Don't over tighten, but make sure it's not going to fall out. Once you have the radio assembled, there's a volume button, a channel selector on the top. On the front, there's a P1 button, a P2 button, an up and down selector. And on the side, you have the push to talk button, which is the big gridded spot here, and 2 other buttons for system scanning abilities and checking the nuisance. This radio is totally programmable, and we have the capability locally to program it to our needs. You turn the radio on, you should hear a beep when it comes to life, and the LCD display should light up. There's the beep. As I'm looking at it, I have text on here. It says main, which happens to be our police main channel. These radios were last used by police for an event that they had. I see a small H up above it, which stands for the high power, and a lightning bolt Z, which means I'm in the scan mode. Scanning mode goes through all 32 channels that are available. It takes time, and you may miss it when somebody calls you on the channel that you're designated to. You can push the bottom button here, and the system scan will come off, and you hear the beep, and you'll see that there's no longer lightning bolt Z on the front of this. When you push it again, it lets you know that the scanning mode is now on, so it's an audible alert as well. You can scroll through the channels that are available. When CERT teams go out, we'll be using the Office of Emergency Management channels, which we have an OEM repeater, and we have TAC channels. Repeated channels are channels where when the radio transmit, it goes to the antenna tower system, usually miles away, repeats your signal, and sends it back out to all radios. TAC channels are when it goes strictly radio to radio, about a mile is what they're good for on the ground, directly to the 2 without using a repeater. You need to know this because in general, when we talk to our supervisors or command, we use the repeated channels. When we're working in teams out in the field, we'll use the TAC channels. We try to program it up before every mission where P1 will be your home channel. You push P1 and it comes back, and in this case, our home channel is OEM repeater, and then P2 will take you over to the TAC channel that you're going to be operating on. You can also scroll up and down channels by operating with the up and down here, or you can use the knob selector. The light on the top next to the knob selector will show a green blinking light when it's on and red when you're transmitting. As you transmit, you push the button, talk firmly in front of the radio 6 to 8 inches away, and then release and wait for the response back on the other side. This concludes our nomenclature video of how this PR400 operates.